Good morning, seventh grade. How are we doing today? I hope that we're having a great day so far. I hope that we're having a great week. I hope we are having all good things happen to us so far. Today's video is going to be all about how do we efficiently add just rational numbers, positive numbers, negative numbers, positive and negative numbers together. What are some rules that we can come up with to help us try to figure this out? Everything like that, okay? So without further ado, let's get to the video.
All right, seventh grade. Today we're going to be talking about how do we efficiently add integers of other or rational numbers. That was terrible. All right, seventh grade. Today we're going to be talking about how do we efficiently add integers and other rational numbers. So let's start out with an example here. So I have 3 plus 5. So I'm actually going to use my arrows like I'm supposed to. So I go from 0 to 3. So I do that. Then I'm going to change the color. I'm actually going to make these a little bit bigger too. And then I have to add another 5 on top of that. I need to go another 5. So I'm actually going to end at 8. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing again, except I'm just going to do it for this other problem. So I go -3 plus -5. That means I have to move to the left 3. And then I have to move to the left another 5. And I come out to have -8. It almost seems like the distance away from 0 here is 8 units. It's almost like, and over here it's 8 units as well. But for my second problem, both of these answers are negative. So it's 8 units left. So it's almost like if I just took the absolute value of each of our numbers and added them together and kept that sign, that's going to be my answer. Oops, 3 plus 5. So I know it's going to be 8 units, but I know that -3 plus -5 is just going to give me -8 because I'm just going to keep the sign. That's actually the rule for when I'm adding integers with like signs. So here's our rule. You'll want to write this down. Add rational numbers with the same sign by adding the absolute values and using the common sign. Again, I'm going to read that one more time for you. You can add rational numbers with the same sign by adding the absolute values and using that common sign. Okay, so let's go to some other examples as well. I have 5 plus -3. So again, I'm going to start out by doing this right. I need to start at 0 and I need to move to the right 5. Then from 5, I need to go back to the left 3 times. It's 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to end at 2. And I'm going to do the same thing for the second problem. I'm starting from 0 to 4. I go to the right 4 because 4 is positive. And then I have to move to the left 7. I'm going to change my color. Left 7 because of -7, so I go all the way to -3. I see here my answer is overall positive, and my greater number in my expression or in my equation, that 5, is also positive. I see something similar over here. My answer is negative, and the biggest absolute value for my second equation would be that -7 turning into 7. So what I can do, and this is our rule for our next equation, or for these types of equations, and I'll just jump right to it. I can add rational numbers with opposite signs by subtracting the absolute values and using the sign of the integer with the absolute value, or with the greater absolute value. And here's what I mean by that. So for this, I have the absolute value of 5 and the absolute value of -3. I'm just going to do the work down here. Absolute value of 5, absolute value of -3. So that's going to give me 5 and 3. If I subtract those, I'm going to get 2. And I just take the sign of the larger number, so I'm going to leave it at positive 2. But right here, I have the absolute value of 4, and I have the absolute value of 7, or of negative 7, so I get 4 and 7. If I do 7 minus 4, I'm going to get 3, but I know that my negative number was the largest one, was the largest number inside my absolute value, so I know my final answer is going to be negative. So that is essentially how I can go about trying to use absolute values to my advantage. Okay? So let's wrap this up. My lesson summary. I can add integers with the same signs by adding the absolute values and using that common sign. I even have some steps here. This is going to be super great for you to write down. Steps to adding integers with opposite signs. First, find the absolute values of the integers. That is the first thing that you should be doing. Then you need to subtract the absolute values, and then the answer will take the sign of the integer that has the greater absolute value. To add rational numbers, follow the same rules using rules to use to add integers. Sorry, words are hard this morning. But that's essentially it. And remember, rational numbers are like our fractions, other things like that. So you can use these same rules for fractions as well. So that is all that I have for this video. If you have any other questions, please message me on Schoology or leave a comment on this video. But until next time, I hope that you have a great day.